So, how do I feel about living in the city that is often ranked in the top three in all over the country for pedestrian deaths as a result of terrible drivers? Well, I'll tell you how I feel about it in just a second. Thank you for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, Avi, there's so many videos for you to choose from that you haven't already seen, and I suggest you take a look at them. We talk a lot about uncomfortable things, and we try to make some light of some really dark situations sometimes. But I feel like we do. I do my best to always try to rein it in terms of being like a positive guy, right? And I'm not sure honestly, how to make this one any, in kind of like a positive way, but we'll see what we can do because we're going to talk about being in Albuquerque and not having a car and the absolute, danger therein that it comes along with not having a car, living in Albuquerque, and having to even be like a hybrid pedestrian, somebody who walks to a bus stop and then gets mass transit from there. I will tell you that it's really sometimes it's awful. Like it's like a systemic problem all over the city here. If you're walking or if you're on a bicycle, then you're gonna have some major issues with local traffic. You feel me? And I'm not just making that up. Like, again, we have verifiable statistics to, sort of help me push and point the way towards like how just it feels unsafe to be a pedestrian in this city just because of the rampant, bad drivers that cause harm and death, to cyclists and pedestrians. I know that there's often a big campaign to check your rearview mirrors for, a motorcyclist and things like that. And why wouldn't I be, in favor of positive PSAs? You feel me? I think that motorcycle drivers often aren't, looked for on the road. And that's a problem because they also need to be safe when they need to feel safe when they're driving next to larger vehicles and stuff, right? And so like share the road and stuff like that, But on a more localized level, I feel like when you go into a different city or to a different, a different area, you can automatically kind of gauge where that area is with its concern to pedestrians. And I've been in many places all over the country where I have just never felt safer being a pedestrian or cyclist. I mean, in terms of the traffic flow and how the local people, were not trying to run you over and just let you pass. I mean, have you ever been rush hour downtown New York City or Chicago or Philadelphia or Denver, these places, you're not moving, right? And it doesn't matter how much you honk. Las Vegas, Nevada, it doesn't matter how upset you are, how much you're yelling. Traffic simply isn't going anywhere, you feel me? And so that's kind of a general acceptance that I really like in big cities. And here, it's not like that at all. Again, it's one of the most dangerous places, if not the most dangerous place to be as a pedestrian or cyclist. And I am not like a math guy myself, you feel me? But I know that there are many other states, I think 49 of them in addition to this one, and that means we're not doing good, And I prefer living a life without a car, except it's really almost not possible in a place like this, especially if you have a job, or you're working in the city, like, because I live a little bit further removed from the main concentration of people here in Albuquerque. So being a pedestrian here is weird. And, I'm from the area many generations over. And so I bring that up because like it only recently I feel got safe, like unsafe to be a pedestrian. I feel like with all of the new people moving in from California to wherever else people are deciding to come settle down in Albuquerque, while you're most welcome here, absolutely at any time, like drive with some common sense and half a brain. There's other people that are on the road, including some people that aren't actually in, a car or a vehicle. They're on their legs, they're on their feet, they're using their feet to walk. And those are called pedestrians. And just as, where you are from, or perhaps where where whatever, sort of the same thing. We don't hit them, okay? Cyclists too, all right? So cyclists and pedestrians, we've then established we're going to be, mindful of and treat them in a way that isn't going to, like literally cause them harm and or death. And so that's what I wanted to talk about. Also, in just a little bit, I'm going to do a mukbang, which is really cool. Last week we did one, and a lot of people tuned in. So I hope that you guys will be here in a little while, and we'll be eating some food together, which will be really fun. I really liked doing it last week. In fact, I want to do it more, but it takes I got to cook all the food, you feel me? And then like eat it and then make sure that this whole little setup that I call here in my room, like a thing, happens. So I will see everybody in a little while, and I appreciate you guys watching the videos. And again, this video has been inspired as a result of one of my terrible, terrible neighbors yesterday morning as I'm trying to leave the apartment to take my walk. And this guy's just like cruising through the parking lot, like it's the last lap in the Indy 500. And I'm like, dude, why are you driving like this? You feel me? Like, can you? And it's sort of like this whole thing. So, dear neighbor, please slow down. And there's people that live around here, and I'm pretty sure we all would like to survive another day, so wherever you're at, don't drive like that guy. Be mindful of pedestrians and cyclists when you're out on the road. Or not, and literally hurt or harm someone and then feel bad about it when you could have just the entire time been mindful and aware of your surroundings, and as preventative as you could, or as mindful as you could in the way that you carried yourself before that accident happened. That's all that I'm saying. You know what I mean? I'm obviously pro-pedestrian and pro-cyclist in that I just want people to pay attention. And so I'll see everyone in a little while.